So, welcome.
Three,
Welcome,
two, and one.
stranger.
Welcome to the Mixed Martial Arts podcast. And Daniel is our host.
We have a co-host.
have a host. Say hi. Don't play with the mic. Just say hi. Now you're quiet.
Does he have a little cone hat?
A little cone head. Welcome everybody to the Mixed Martial Arts podcast. I am your host Ben Cone. Joining me today, we have Alejandro and Bilal.
Daniel apparently,
and Daniel too. We have no fights for once, and it's a very weird kind of like it's kind
rambling
of a nice
episode,
change, right? No, it's kind of a nice change, right? Like we don't have to like discuss fights we don't love. We did discuss the top three cards, sort of top three fights on the next card. The light
but we did not discuss Tonya Evinger versus Lena Landsberg.
Gonna be a.
Do we have?
Well, interpret that. Interpret that.
That one's
the people's main event.
The people's main event is Tonya Evinger versus Lena Landsberg.
There's
fuck! Leonardo Santos is on this card. Holy fuck! When is the last time he fought?
Shit. Like 5,000 years ago when he was 39.
I just remember him for like KOing Kevin Lee.
That was great.
God damn! Hasn't he been like in a super like?
He's just been.
He's just been. Yeah, like. Oh my god! My fear is that Alexa Grasso will end up like that, and that she'll never fight again or something.
To be fair, you could still retire and be like, I KO'd a top 5 fighter.
Anyway, we're gonna quickly jump into it because we are pressed for time, believe it or not.
Yes, we are. There's Bea Malecki versus Eduarda Santana, who I have no idea how they are on this card.
That's a women's featherweight bout.
Okay,
I know.
What we have here is Tonya Evinger and Lena Landsberg, a competition between two of the women who got beat the fuck up by Chris Cyborg.
Yeah.
So,
that is indeed a truthful statement.
Isn't Landsberg is what's her? I don't remember her takedown defense. I just realized
it's not great.
Yeah. No, it's not.
And her striking doesn't appear to be great either.
Right, but I think that gives the edge to Tonya Evinger then.
Is she though? Because she's super injured, like literally super injured.
Oh shit! Akwan Amirkhani versus Chris Fishgold. There's actually some golden matchups out there.
some fish golden matchups.
Gold pun intended.
Mr. Finland.
Yes, I still don't understand that one, but
part of me wants to believe Chris Fishgold is Jewish, but I also haven't heard anything suggesting that.
Just because gold?
No, god damn it, dude. Fishgold is like the most Jewish sounding name.
I was actually telling Alejandro.
Shit.
No, but you're always making these jokes.
I'm the Jew. I can make these jokes. Wow, we've really talked a lot about MMA.
But it's a rambling episode. There are no fights, and your kid is here.
I like how you're saying there's no fights. There literally is a whole fight card next week, and we can discuss the rest of it.
Oh, but look, we are ready. What happened?
You said there are no fights. Nothing happened. No, that was
okay. No. Look, we talked about this in the last episode, and we're all sleepy and fucked up.
So what we're going to talk about is the Flyweight Tournaments of Death. I have up here for those who are not aware, the UFC is cutting all of its flyweight fighters as they lose, and they have about 12 left right now. So let's go down the list.
So it's a literal battle royale.
Hold on. Wilson Hayes is not on the UFC rankings, but he's also not ranked. He's not confirmed release according to Zane Simon yet, apparently. So
yes, but the tweet from the random dude from Combate says he has been released.
Wrong about Justin Willis.
Says Justin Willis.
Yeah, I think I trust him more.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it was quite a bit of recent news, so I don't know. But also, flyweight isn't really the same as heavyweight. So.
No, it is not. Okay, let's go through it. Joseph Benavidez, Jussier Formiga, Wilson Hayes is still on it, but we're going to assume he's released. Pantoja, Alexandre Pantoja, Ryan Benoit,
my guy,
Eric Shelton, Davison Figueiredo, Joseph Morales, Kai Kara France, Ashkan Mokhtarian, Rogerio Bontorin. I don't know these names, man. What the fuck? Jordan Espinoza and Rolian Paiva. Okay.
Did you mention Matt Schnell?
He's not on there.
Are we looking at the same rankings?
Zane's?
Oh no, I'm looking at the UFC's website.
Zane's confirmed. Oh, and also Henry Cejudo, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Uh,
Well,
allegedly. We don't know if he's ever coming back down.
So who's next to get cut? Who do you think? We got Joseph Benavidez booked against Formiga.
Oh shit! Well, whoever loses that one.
Pantoja and Figueiredo are fighting at UFC 240.
I'm going to root hard for Pantoja.
Yeah, same.
That guy is my flyweight fighter.
I like Pantoja better.
Yeah.
Ryan Benoit is injured, and Ashkan Mokhtarian is also injured. And then you have Bontorin and Paiva both fighting, and one of them is 0-2, and the other one is 0-1.
Oh, both are getting cut after that one. No matter
Mokhtarian might get cut too. He's 0-2 when injured.
Yep.
And then everyone else has like wins and shit.
Although
I'm surprised Eric Shelton hasn't been cut. I mean, he did just win his last fight, but before that, he lost 3 straight or something like that.
To be fair, on the UFC site here, it only goes up to number 12. So he might be cut because I don't see his name here.
Wow, this is fucked. Also, there's really not much to talk about here because they're almost all gone.
Fuck.
No.
Wait.
There is so much to talk about. Like,
who do you think has the best success at bantamweight? Because Benavidez is not the same as he was when he was younger, but he's also much more skilled now.
Yes.
I want to say Figueiredo just because he's kind of like a athletic specimen.
But can he beat Benavidez?
I'm going to say Alexandre Pantoja just because I like Alexandre Pantoja better.
He's also pretty athletic, but he's also very small.
Yeah. That is the one thing. But I don't care. I'm still gonna go for him.
Is it a cop out to say Cejudo?
We don't even know Cejudo. No, it's not a cop out, because he's a champion. But the thing is that chances are that they close the division before he even gets to have like a proper title defense there.
Right, he's defending.
No, I don't think it's a I don't think it's a cop out because usually the way the going up in weight works is that if you are speed dependent, you benefit in striking. But if you take a disadvantage to your size, you suffer with the wrestling. But like even with Cejudo's fight at bantamweight, I've never seen him get out-wrestled just like outright.
I can't imagine it has anything to do with him being an unreal wrestler and athletic specimen himself.
Yeah, it has absolutely nothing to do with him being an Olympic gold medalist.
It's not like we've seen how Olympians usually fare when they go to a weight class.
It's almost like he's good at wrestling.
He's got some wrestling skill, I feel like, right?
Yeah, he's pretty decent with that wrestling thing.
I feel like he can defend a double leg if he gets 6
knows
months of ball training. If he gets 6 months of ball training, right, he'll be like a real force in the division.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a hell of a lot. How much wrestling can that head of his hold inside of? Like, it's massive head. So
I mean, I feel like he
knows a lot of wrestling.
His head could protect a small town from an incoming nuclear strike. So, I mean, it's got to be a
with wrestling.
With wrestling or cringeworthy dancing.
Yeah, but
oh my God, isn't it amazing that he has just embraced this? Like the cringe
so hard, and it's so funny. I'm like,
I know, I love him. I love him now just for embracing that side of life. because it's so freaking like
weird.
Like why?
It's so weird. He was like having a sensual dance with his UFC title belt, and I was just like, and he's like, yeah. And he wouldn't.
No, but there were 2 women before. I think there was like a lady before, and then came the belt.
But it was like a 2-minute long video or something like that.
Yeah, I know. It's like.
And then like Nikki Bella was like saying like how she thought it was so cute, and she like and then he like she basically like slid into his DMs or something. I don't know what the fuck. I don't remember that. She like it was it's so weird. What is
I love him. I am rooting for him against Marlon Moraes. Like, and I should root for Marlon Moraes because
I have zero like
he's fun.
Yeah. I don't care about Marlon Moraes.
His funny, squeaky voice makes me root for him for some reason, but not this fight. I'm rooting for Cejudo.
He looks like One Punch Man.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Except he literally is like one kicks people.
It's one kick man.
But he also punches people.
What?
Oh man!
What happens if One Punch Man and One Kick Man met in the middle of the ring? Would the world survive?
Oh shit! I have no idea.
Probably not.
I'm not ready for that.
The world
neither are we.
Oh boy. Anyway, let's actually just talk about something real quick. So I just want to give some props to Volkanovski. I don't know if either of you guys.
Why are we talking about Volkanovski again? God damn it! This was the flyweight battle royale.
Maybe he saved an orphanage.
Fuck watching game streams of like PUBG or Fortnite or the Hunger Games. This is where it's fucking at.
Okay, but maybe Volkanovski saved a burning orphanage. We don't know.
But it's
maybe Ben will
finally. But look at what
so Henry Cejudo is like the final boss of this stage.
Fuck you.
And Joseph Benavidez is like the sub boss that you need to beat to get to him.
Which nobody beats.
That's the point. That sub boss is gonna fight the final boss.
Except for Sergio fucking Pettis for some reason.
But he's at 135 now.
Yeah. He escaped the battle to the death.
Yeah. Anyway, what about Volkanovski? What did he do right?
He discussed how what has always been talked about by other analysts and people in the fight game. He just got Aldo to bite on it. He said he overreacts to everything, and then that's how I got him worried, and that was it, basically.
I thought yes. I thought you were going to say like how he got his foot infection. I thought like, whoa, there's a story there.
Did he like
how he beat Jose Aldo? Okay, that's fun.
Did he accidentally
foot infection?
Did he accidentally jump on a nail? Yes, Daniel.
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
Daniel, they like you. Also, how did you get that in your hand?
Yes, Daniel wants to talk about flyweight. He wants to talk about how Alexander Pantoja is going to beat.
I want to know. No, I just want to know, did Volkanovski get the foot infection from kicking Aldo? Like, did Aldo was not completely recovered, then he passed the infection down to him? Think about it. Long silence.
I'm not sure. I mean, it could be anything. Sometimes you just kind of walk bare feet and you step on something. Or
that never happened to me. That never happened to me.
Also, this has happened to me in training before, but like, you might cut the sole of your feet in training.
I haven't heard of him getting it from the Aldo fight. He didn't say anything about it. Plus, for it to look like that, he probably had it already beforehand.
Yeah, no. That's why I'm saying
that fight fucked up.
That's why I'm saying it could be anything. Like you can cut your feet just walking around barefoot or on the mats during training. Because especially if you're throwing kicks, where you kind of have to sometimes twist the ball of your foot.
Has he been able to get on a plane already?
Yeah, I think he went home.
Oh, okay, that's good because I think Sage is still in.
Well, Sage
where is Sage? North Coast?
Sage had his fucking face broken in 8 places.
I know, but so he cannot get on a plane or his face explodes.
Anyway, yeah. So back to the flyweight tournament of death. Sorry, I just wanted to give Volkanovski's props for actually acknowledging.
No, we love Bulky. We love Bulky, boy. We want him to do well.
I know. What do you call it? So yeah. I mean, here's the thing. what's going to happen? We have Formiga, Joseph, Benavidez. I don't think either of them will get cut. I think just as soon as one of them leaves, they're going to say, listen, you need to move up to bantamweight. I think with each one, they're just going to be like, move up to bantamweight or then you're cut. And Formiga will probably just move up if he loses, because I think he will lose.
Okay, but we're assuming they are leaving the division. So,
but also Joseph Benavidez is getting quite old now. Like, he's getting sneakier and craftier with his skills.
But Formiga is already older and slower.
Yeah, but he's always been kind of the slower one.
Right. But now that he's fighting a craftier Joseph Benavidez who's a step slower, is that better for him or worse?
I agree with that.
Excellent point, Daniel. I think what Daniel's trying to say is Formiga craftier than Joseph Benavidez, then Joseph Benavidez is faster than Formiga.
Hold on. Let's pose that question.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
I have the headphones in, so let's pose that question. Daniel, is Jussier Formiga craftier than Joseph Benavidez? Is he? I think he's saying no.
How can he say no?
He knows how to
I think he's craftier, but he's slower. Okay, yes or no? Can you pose that question in a yes or no format?
In a yes or no, is Formiga's craftiness offset? Is Formiga's craftiness better than Joseph Benavidez, and is he slower than Joseph Benavidez still? Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so he's saying yes, so he's picking Formiga.
I happen
That's
to
an interesting
think Formiga is definitely still slower than Joseph, just by baseline athleticism over the course of their careers. And
yes, I agree with that.
And also Benavidez, I think he's still craftier on the feet. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still picking Benavidez.
Formiga definitely improved, but he's not that much better that he's going to beat Benavidez in a striking battle.
Yeah, and Benavidez is still just a tad faster, and we have seen Formiga sort of not fade, but stay sort of at a steady state. Yeah, steady. It stayed at a steady state output that he doesn't quite push the gas, so to speak. So he just stays constant.
Formiga's never fought at pace, ever.
Yeah.
He was never a pace fighter.
But now that he's older, that may come back to bite him if he fights Benavidez, because Benavidez can at least push some pace.
But Benavidez is also getting older.
I know,
but there's like baseline athleticism that we have to account for here.
Yeah, but Formiga, I know the baseline athleticism is gonna play a part in it, but need I remind you that his last fight was against probably the best athlete besides Cejudo in the division, and he won it.
Yes, that's what he said.
But the complete lack of skill involved with that, it was the overall skill. Hold on. Continue. Hold on.
I think what he's trying to say there is that what's his name? He got subbed by
Sorry, I'm back. Figueiredo is far less skilled than Formiga. That's the difference. Formiga.
No. Yes, of course, but
Formiga flustered him with basic ass boxing. Yeah, he's angry about it.
But Benavidez is also getting older. That's why I want to ask you, since they are both old, is the craft advantage on Formiga's side better than the athleticism advantage on Benavidez's side?
I don't think so, because I think that the athleticism allows Benavidez to push a pace that Formiga cannot keep up with. At the end,
is that I don't think Benavidez needs to push a pace.
No, I know, but we're assuming that it becomes a factor, which I agree with you, Ben. Maybe it doesn't even become a factor. But if it does become a factor, Benavidez has that extra oomph, so to speak. So he has just a little bit more tools to work with than Formiga.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with that. It's just, for me, the tough point becomes if he does fight at the pace, at what point does Joe Benavidez start slowing down?
I don't think we know.
I don't think Benavidez does slow down.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't slow down in his last fight, and he fought a damn athletic guy.
He didn't even slow down in the fight with Pettis. I think he was just like, he just came back from a really long injury layoff, so he was kind of just like off.
Really?
Yeah.
The Pettis fight is actually what I had in mind.
But
hold on. But in his last fight, he fought at a high pace, and he did not slow down.
Yeah, and that was a way higher pace.
Yeah. So if it comes
Ortiz like
down that, yes.
So I think his fight with Pettis, I think if you fought, and then before that, he also murdered what's his name, Alexander Perez, twice.
Yeah.
In a fight.
Well, at least Perez didn't get killed from the UFC, so he has a second chance.
No, he got killed twice in a fight. So.
I would say that, and people are gonna point to Formiga beating Pettis as like some sort of like MMA math shit, but like keep in mind, like when you're coming back from that kind of injury and that kind of layoff, it really matters. It does. Like not everyone's Dominic Cruz, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think even Dominic Cruz is Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
Like that was a once in a lifetime thing, and TJ fought dumb. Also, I don't care.
The weird thing about the Cruz, the whole Cruz championship run was, the weird thing about the whole Cruz championship run was like when he fought Dillashaw fought like a meathead. When he fought Cody, he fought like a meathead. So it's like,
because
how do these people actually fight? And then Cody fought TJ like a meathead.
But Cody is a meathead, so I mean,
but like the other two still fought each other like meatheads. I don't know how they actually go up against one another.
I don't know. Like it's like MMA. There's so many. I keep harping on this, but there's so many degrees of freedom in MMA. Like so many like parameters that are just free.
It's not even degrees of freedom. Like TJ against Cruz threw like a head kick every minute of the fight, and obviously lost because everyone knows you.
And then hold on, and then he figured out, hey, maybe I shouldn't throw the fucking head kick like this every fucking second. And he won though for the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I think he won the actual fight. But
like he realized at the end of the fight, like Cruz does not lift his legs up, just kick his legs.
Exactly. And then everyone's like, oh, he was limping. And then it was like, no, I had plantar fasciitis. I'm like, oh, it couldn't have been aggravated by those leg kicks. No, of course not.
No, of course not. No, it's like, he said mean words to me. I'm going to do dumb things. That's what happened. That's literally what happened. But it had the exact opposite effect in Cody because apparently saying mean things to him just made him smarter, at least for that fight.
Yeah, also Cody buzzed Cruz once, and then afterwards Cruz was like throwing flying knees and like wide overhand rights and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then Cruz figured out how to fight for the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, but it was funny because that fight is actually much closer than people give it credit for.
Well, it's only
I know.
The thing is, it was close because Cruz won rounds that were like were kind of like evenish. But the rounds that Cody won were very clear.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's why a lot of these fights where it's like it's closer than you realize is also still kind of considered an ass whooping, quote unquote.
Yes, but it's the quotes matter. I agree, but the quotes matter.
How do you in the context of a fight? Cody definitely won just by virtue of multiple knockdowns and just making
absolutely
wildly many times during the fight
and doing push-ups.
Yeah,
and doing push-ups in the cage.
How do you
doing the robot dance?
We have rambled so stupidly.
Who gives a shit? This is what this episode is about. They're gonna be fine. The audience is gonna be fine. Daniel is loving it. Are you, Daniel?
I mean,
wait.
Yeah.
Okay, after this, we go back to Flyweight because we still haven't discussed Pantoja versus Figueiredo. And fuck you for getting sidetracked all the time.
Hello, that fight is happening at UFC 240. So we can actually discuss it a little bit, but we should maybe save it for then, no?
Yeah, no. I think we should save it for 240, but because I don't remember either of those guys.
Oh, fuck you too.
Hey, I got shit on my mind. I got an academic paper I have to finish, and I'm freaking out because fucking latex is abusing me.
What?
By that I mean I don't mean like latex, like the material. I mean like the typesetting. I mean the typesetting language.
Yeah, it's a software that lets you script up documents, and then
for academic writing, it's fucking horrifying.
So what do you call it? I do want to discuss like something real quick.
Yes,
there are some things that don't make sense right now. We're only going to talk about one of them just because it bugs me. The reason, so there's this reporter who reported that Justin Willis was let go, and Justin Willis is disputing this.
Yeah, you can say his name.
No,
he just said it publicly.
His name is Aaron. I don't know, Aaron Bronstedt or something. I don't know. I know he's a legitimate reporter, so I don't know what's going on. But he's saying
no. Wait. There's an issue. No, Aaron Bronstedt is quoting Rafael Marino from a different outlet.
Okay, is Marino a legit reporter?
He works for an outlet in Brazil at combate.com.
Yeah, I was gonna say that site should have its own editors because it's not just some dude on Twitter. So I'm really not sure. Like on the one hand,
it's a Brazilian outlet.
Yeah,
it's a Brazilian outlet.
On the one hand, he also I think reported that Wilson Hayes was released recently. And I don't see his name on the rankings. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's Flyweight. But on the other hand, there's the Willis thing. So I'm really not sure.
I don't know what to make of it. Although the reason supposedly was the reason I kind of wanted to talk about it was this. Walt Harris claims that he was offered to fight Justin Willis, and Willis said he can't make the 265-pound limit.
What?
In 2 months. That's what Walt Harris is saying.
What?
Which means that we've got heavyweight Johnny Hendricks on our hands.
How the fuck is that a thing?
You know,
he's not even
like
that large.
He's apparently very heavy.
Yeah, but you know what I like about the way they're standing out? Like, AKA seems to have these massive weight cutters from like middleweight down, and then once they get to heavyweight, it's like, nah, man, I'm just gonna pack on the weight. Don't need to cut anything.
Really bad.
No, but I don't understand what did he do mentally? What did Curtis Blades do to him mentally that he had to put so much weight that he cannot cut it in 2 months to have a professional fight and make a living?
This might be something that he does consistently, where he just gains a lot of weight.
That's fucked up. If this is you're a professional fighter, this is your paycheck. Like, it's not like you have a steady source of income, or maybe he does. I don't know. But if he's a professional fighter, chances are he doesn't.
Wow. But I mean, it's 2 months for a 266 limit. Like, how much weight is he packing on?
I know, but that's the point.
He must easily weigh over 300 pounds at this point.
Yeah, like Derek Lewis made weight on that relatively short notice New York card.
Yeah, but didn't he just fight like a month before that?
Yeah, but like Willis fought like a month before this also.
Wow, fuck, you're right.
Yeah, so
wait, did he?
Okay, so
hold on.
Either he has like a health issue, like he could be a legit health issue.
He fought in March. He's already had 2 months to gain the weight back.
Or he has an appetite issue.
Probably the appetite. Not exactly. He's not exactly a healthy looking dude. Like, I mean, I get it. He's a pro fighter. I'm serious though. He's a pro fighter, but he's carrying around a lot of extra weight.
Yeah, like.
Well, it's heavyweight, so like half the fighters are like that.
Yeah, but to their detriment in a lot of instances.
Depends. But I don't know what's his case because I've never heard of someone saying they can't make weight in 2 months
It's not
when it's a
like
266
some
limit.
crazy knockout puncher either. He's got 4 knockouts and 2 of them were like his first 2 wins. Like it's not like he's
how is that a thing?
Crazy KO striker and he uses his
like this guy's like such like an aberrant data point in the sample. Like he's too big, but he's kind of short. Cannot make weight.
And he also fights at like on the tips of your feet type of like in and out jabs and quick punches, and that's kind of his thing. So why is he trying to weigh over 265 pounds?
I don't know, but the idea that he's larger than Brock Lesnar bothers me.
Holy shit, that's a really fucked up way to put it.
Yeah, it's freaking weird.
Yo, he weighs more than Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blades. And
wow.
Like,
I mean, like not to like body shame people or anything, but just look at it from the athletic standpoint, right? Now just look at it from the athletic standpoint. Like, where are your advantages from doing that? You still have to fight. Look, he fought Curtis Blades and it clearly didn't work out. Imagine like that things had turned out differently. He was fighting like Francis Ngannou.
He's always been this weight. It's not like this is new for him. He's always he used to fight. His first 2 wins were at open weight.
Oh shit!
What?
Like, I'm serious. This dude likes to be heavier.
No, but what I don't
but how
really
is this
understand.
Good for him? So this is just habit for him. It hasn't benefited him in any way.
No, I can understand with the cardio and stuff there because I mean, to go back to Derek Lewis, he's also quite large and he clearly likes eating, but like he doesn't get that far out.
Yeah,
he still stays in decent. He still. The one praise I will give for Derek Lewis, he mentioned he doesn't like training, and he mentioned he likes eating.
He trains 3 hours a day now. I
think that I don't know if that's true necessarily.
But like,
so that's what he said.
Lewis said it, but I don't know.
But probably lying.
No way. Come on. He was saying I was training an hour a day. Okay, no, you weren't, Derek.
Yeah, no, I was about to say like he keeps a baseline fitness. You can see that in his fights, like
yes,
and you can see that with taking some fights. Yeah,
look,
and you can see
I have a logic here. I think I can lay out some logic here. Okay, that just bear with me. It's probably not very good logic, but it's logic. So there is a benefit to being heavier, even if you don't hit that hard. Like just having more mass, like even if your shots are coming up slower, your mass compensates for it. So maybe he thinks, maybe I don't hit that hard, but if I can just make the baseline and then I can blow up, it fosters my chances of doing damage. So maybe that, like kind of like Beth Correa, that she knew like she wasn't making that weight, she didn't even try. And then she walked in at like 160 pounds on fight night against Aldana, according to other, biased source.
But Besh Correa is not fast, and that
no, it doesn't. But it doesn't matter if you have enough mass. It doesn't matter.
You're misunderstanding me. Hold on. Besh Correa is not fast yet. So she was going double down on the power. She's not fast and she doesn't really hit hard. Justin Willis is fast and doesn't necessarily hit that hard.
I know, but
so why not double down on the speed?
There's also the angle just hear me out. There's also the angle of just having more mass generally makes it harder for people to out wrestle you if they aren't really good wrestlers. Which is basically Derek Lewis 101, be so big that when they try to wrestle you, they get exhausted.
But Justin Willis. But Justin Willis.
Let me finish.
No, but I was already talking. Let me finish first. Please.
No, fuck you. I was talking first.
Fuck you. I was talking
first. Guys, as the host, I'm letting Alejandro finish.
Okay,
fuck you,
I go first. I win. So, again, as I said, it is not good logic, but as we have seen with previous with previous camps, these people are not necessarily rational actors. So for whatever reason, maybe he thinks that being heavier helps him. Maybe because it has worked before, he thinks that that is actually how it should work, that he should focus on mass instead of being faster, which I think is like he's doing.
We wouldn't know. He's never tried the
opposite
other way.
To be leaning out.
He's never tried the other way.
Yeah, but it would probably pay more dividends for him to lose that mass and actually throw faster punches. But we don't know. Like I'm trying to lay out like a sort of logic as to why he is this way, right? But of course, I don't know. Like he maybe just likes eating a lot of hamburgers. I don't know.
Yeah,
it befuddles the mind. It befuddles the mind. Like
that's confusing to think about. I mean, I was gonna say also, I get the logic in there. It's just that in this context, I don't think the logic makes that much sense.
No, I agree, but it's just logic. Like it doesn't have to be like necessarily good logic. Like as we have seen,
I have thoughts on the next on our last segment. So just keep going, and once you guys are done, we're gonna discuss what our last segment is, and I think you both are gonna like it.
Okay, we didn't even go down the card properly yet, so there's that.
No, fuck it. Say what you were gonna say, Bilal. What brought you into your bout of insults? Go.
Yes.
No, I was just gonna qualify to that. Like I was going to say, I understand that being bigger might help him being a better counter wrestler, but like he's fast. He doesn't need to be that big to kind of get around it.
It's like I don't have the technique, but maybe my bigness will offset all the technique, and then just came Curtis Blades and was like, no, it won't.
Also, like he trains at AKA. You can't say he's from like SPG Island where the anti-wrestling is clearly deficient.
I don't understand it. Like, maybe he trains every once in a while over there because
AKA is his gym.
What the fuck? How did he?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't know. Like, I have no rational explanation. Then it's like just get big. Well, why would they do that though? He's not Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying earlier. Like AKA, when it comes to heavyweights, they don't seem to really, want to cut down that much because they aren't generally that big.
But
like it makes sense.
Big.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It makes sense in their case because they still stay in generally good shape. Like Daniel Cormier and Kane looked a little. I won't even call them chubby. They just looked a little not in MMA fighter shape. But like you can see, they were still really athletic and they pushed the pace with that. I don't understand coming in over 266 pounds when you have a speed advantage.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. The only one who made sense for was Brock Lesnar, and for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
All right.
But this one is larger.
Moving on, I want to discuss a new new segment.
Yes.
The Filthy Casual Corner.
The Filthy Casual Corner?
We're going to answer questions we've heard from filthy casuals over the time of our MMA.
Oh my God. Is this like a thing now? Like, where did this okay, I'm all for it, but where did these questions come from?
Filthy casuals.
Did they ask them to you? Or are we just assuming someone asked them?
Both. You could do both. Questions you might have heard that you wish you would ask, so you can insult them.
I'm not sure about that question so much as like really bad takes from casuals. So let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
My first one that I'm going to answer is a very, very simple one. No, it's not gay sex, you assholes. You're not funny. It never was. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you're talking about the old meme about not making eye contact.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about that. Yeah. That's just like a starting point. But in all seriousness, for filthy casuals, just because you're on bottom on the ground, you are not losing. You can win the fight from the bottom. While it is harder to do so, it is not impossible.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when Watterson was fighting Kowalkiewicz, and Kowalkiewicz was kneeing her while on the ground. And she kneed her a lot. And that round went to Watterson.
I remember that.
So it's like, what? So if this filthy casual observation could also be applied to judges.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me fucking started with
What else have you guys
Machida Shogun 1.
Oh my god.
Another thing. The guy moving forward is not the guy who's winning necessarily.
Yeah.
Same kind of concept. All right.
Yeah, that nonsense actually comes from boxing.
Yeah, I know.
That idea that moving forward means you're winning because of quote unquote ring generalship, which people don't fucking know what it even means anymore. Like that comes from boxing. And again, like you can even extrapolate it to judging.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. I mean, judges still suck at judging counterpunches.
Dude, they still
across the board.
Judges still suck at boxing judging. So let's not even get into MMA judging, especially because a lot of them are the same people sometimes.
Yeah, they're worse at MMA.
They're worse at MMA because boxing judges judging
MMA.
Yeah, at least in boxing, you don't count leg kicks because leg kicks don't happen. Not like MMA where they don't count leg kicks.
Well, they happen sometimes, but they happen sometimes, but they get you immediately disqualified.
That's true.
I know because I've seen it happen.
Yeah,
I would say another thing to kind of bring just so that new to MMA know what to watch for. When you're watching a fight, you want to look. You have to know the criteria of which you're judging on, right? So, for example, if you're under the new unified rules, damage trumps everything. Okay, yes. Who is dealing the most damage in any given moment of the fight? And the way you should look at that is who is landing the harder shots, the cleaner shots, and hurting their opponent more. Obviously, you run into issues in fights where it's like one guy knocks the other guy down and then gets beat up for the entire round. Who wins? But for the most
or you end up with issues of a guy that landed a bunch of volume and then got just shit canned at the end of the round and wasn't clear street.
Exactly. How do you judge that? So there's always going to be those harder ones to judge. But if you're new to the sport, you like it, you like to watch it, but you're not really sure what you're watching, look first for who's landing the harder shots. Okay.
Yes, damage trumps all. The problem is that a lot of people think positioning also counts as much as damage, which is insane.
It doesn't.
No, positioning for judging doesn't count for anything. But I will say that if you are looking at the fight, if you're looking at a fight and you are trying to figure out who is in general control, never mind scoring, but in control, because we've seen fighters get outpointed even when they are in control, is to look at how they are positioned towards the other fighter. Because like a lot of the times you'll see like one guy coming in face first and kind of pressuring forward, and the other guy will just keep turning on him and he won't land anything of note.
Yes.
But if you keep track of how he's turning him, then you don't need to count each and every single punch. You can just see, oh wait, that's going to miss because he stepped out the way, for instance. Or if they're on the ground and he's just completely neutralizing all submissions. It's like by following that position, you don't have to see if the actual technique will go through. You can just see who is in control by doing that. And that has nothing to do. That has little to do with aggression itself.
No, it has almost nothing to do with the aggression necessarily.
Yes, but that is like an extra layer of complexity that a filthy casual probably won't understand.
That is definitely next level, I would say. Understanding the positioning of the fighters in relation to each other and how that affects the strikes that are thrown or the attacks that are possible on the ground. I was talking. We got to keep this as filthy casual as possible. So, basic, Bilal, basic. All right.
So I can say something.
You don't have to always appear to be the smart one just because you're an engineer.
Right? Oh, fuck you.
Hey, I'm a physicist. I can pretend to be the smart one too.
No, you are working to become a physicist.
No. Actually, I am a physicist. I am also have a master's in nanotechnology, and I should be getting a PhD sometime.
You're Howard Wolowitz, basically. You're the Howard Wolowitz.
Who is Howard Wolowitz?
No, Wolowitz is the engineer. Wolowitz is the engineer. Fuck off.
You know what? But everyone. No, I'm just this. Hold on.
Who is Edward Witten? Do you know who Edward Witten is? You know you don't.
Okay. Alejandro, the show The Big Bang Theory, all of them are doctors and physicists. They're all doctors.
Don't even talk to me about that show because you're going to give me palpitations.
But there's one guy who's just an engineer, and they always make fun of the fact that he's not a doctor. So you're not a doctor yet. So you're the Howard Wolowitz.
Okay, fuck it.
Also, Mahola's Raj. So.
Oh my God! No! I oppose that on moral grounds.
He's going to kill me. He's going to.
Also, let me just say that getting a PhD is not like hot shit. Like it's really not.
Oh, so are you calling out Dr. Patrick Wyman?
Maybe I am.
Wow, this shit is happening. Alejandro versus Patrick Wyman.
Hey, I'm from the hard sciences. I can afford to be an asshole about this.
Underratedly, he trains.
Yeah, that is a tradition in any of the hard sciences, is that we just make fun of humanities.
Oh yeah, you know what? Well,
yeah.
Well, Jewish people have like 25% of all the science Nobel Peace Prizes. So fuck you. Jews
just be an asshole. No. What I'm trying to say is that it's not necessarily a measure of how educated you are. Like,
how did we? No, we're not.
we can get into this conversation later.
Yes.
But, okay. Yeah. So going back to going back to casual. One other thing that bothers me: there is no perfect style. There is no fucking perfect fighter. Stop saying, this guy is such a brawler and he has tons of heart, obviously, and the perfect style is going to win because, like, Sambo is the ultimate martial art. Like, no.
Sambo?
It's not? It's not?
No, this is something I've come across recently with, like, Zabit and Khabib. Where, like, every second casual is like, Sambo is like the perfect martial art to do everything in there. I'm like, have you seen how many Sambo fighters there are in the UFC who don't mean shit? Like, that's not
I'll say something. I'll say something that I think is important when Ben was mentioning damage, especially when it comes to striking exchanges. And I'm going to quote Dr. Patrick Wyman, because this is a good advice that he actually gave.
Look at you pacifying Patrick.
Yeah, I am pacifying, like I throwing like the laurel leaf or whatever it is. No, but
if you're gonna mention him, we should mention to go check out his history podcast.
Absolutely.
Yes, his history podcast is awesome.
It's fucking great.
It's called The Tides of History, and you should listen to it. Dr. Patrick Wyman, he's good.
He's phenomenal.
He made a very good observation that if you don't.
Speaking of which, we should probably also mention some other podcasts of people we know. Victor Rodriguez is Bodega Superstar. Connor Rebush. And listen, if you're listening to ours, you probably listen to Heavy Hands. So.
Yes. Well, in Heavy Hands, a long time ago, I'm just going to repeat what Dr. Patrick Wyman said. And he said that you should look in between the space of where the strikes are being thrown. If you're having a hard time following fighters exchanging punches, just look in between the spaces, like in between the fighters. And you'll have a much easier time tracking what goes
who is filling the space more effectively.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Patrick Wyman Connor too, but I would say it started with Jack Slack, but like once Connor came on board and then I started listening to Heavy Hands, like my striking knowledge definitely went through the roof. Not that it's anywhere near theirs, but
no, it was a loss, man. And with like the MMA quote unquote scene, like it was a loss. It was a legitimate loss.
Fuck the UFC for burning him out. Fuck them. Seriously.
Yeah, like dude, like I hear him, like
he's right.
We're just
masochists at this point.
Yeah, well, we have fun.
The UFC is cutting the flyweight division. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. That there's going to be cards that we're just going to miss, and I think that there's going to be a point where the UFC just fucks itself over and it breaks out, and it's not going to be a bad thing.
Real quick, I commented on Wilder getting a stupid amount of money for his last fight. And
yeah,
I don't know if you guys Teep replied that I might, because I replied with fighters need to unionize, and he said, listen, Wilder didn't get that. in a nutshell, he's like, they got it because of the Ali Act, not because of a union. So, I mean, in some way, he's right. I mean, not in some
yes,
way.
he is, but it's a different thing.
But it's a different thing. Boxing is a different sport. You have 4 different sanctioning bodies and all these different belts.
Also, let's just say that the way the UFC conducts business is, if this was boxing, it would be a federal crime what they are doing.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, I mean, you can see, the Ali Act. Well, show that it can happen, because the vast majority of boxers are fucking underpaid anyways. So this idea that just because...
Yeah, the reason why I want the UFC to be a union as opposed to Ali Act getting involved is because...
Either a union or an association of some sort.
Right. I don't want the UFC to be broken up. They do have the vast majority of high-level fighters under one roof, or you have like major corporate other organizations like ONE FC, like Bellator. I like that there's this kind of situation. I don't like how fighters are getting paid and treated. So the UFC, if they're forced to if they're forced to deal with a union and suddenly raise the pay and and give benefits and all that stuff, that's what I want. I don't want fighters to be able to command more just because they have a bigger name, because that just fucks over the entire rest of the roster.
Yeah, anyway, for example, look at boxing.
Right.
Because look at boxing. What is the incentive for Joshua to fight Wilder or to fight Fury or for any of these guys to fight each other? What is their economic incentive?
Exactly. I want there to be a union, because that way while they're still employees, they're still employees. However, they gain all the benefits that an employee should have, like health insurance, proper pay.
And you can lobby for mandatory fights also. So you can get the fights you
have
want.
The ability to say, listen, you know, part of your contract will require you to if you turn down a certain amount of fights, you know, whatever it is, like if you say no to your boss, even people who are a union in any job, if you just say no to your boss over and over, they can fire you. Like, yeah. So it would be the same thing where the UFC fighter will be an employee with full benefits and proper pay, while also they still are going to be fighting the best of the best. You're still going to have number one contenders fighting real athletes, and because there would be a union, you're going to have athletes from real sports. You know, you're going to have high-level wrestlers, high-level judo people, high-level boxers. Like, why wouldn't they cross over? Because now they're guaranteed to have benefits, a pension potentially.
Like there's a lot of athletes that just fade out. Like,
exactly. Like,
they don't go anywhere.
Listen, this is what, like, if I had control, right? The first thing I would do is say, like, if I was basically just say, like, here's the UFC keys, right? First, obviously, you have to do this according to financials, but considering the amount,
you have to do away with Dana White and put the Jewish guy in charge, which is amazing.
Dana's gone.
They just run the world.
Yes. Dana, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry though. I would Dana White immediately. The second thing is, I would say, like, we would restructure all the contracts. We would have to first we would do a real proper health insurance. We do real a restructuring of how pay scales are done, because one of the biggest issues is I would get rid of the win bonus. You get show up, you get paid the full amount. This 10-10 crap is bullshit.
It's also
thing I would do is, if you get brought into the UFC, your first contract is 3 fights, no matter what. You don't have to worry about you're getting cut after your first fight. None of that shit. If you get brought in, you're good enough to be brought into the UFC. You get 3 fights to show where you're at, right? And that guarantees that fighters, and also if you just know, like, you show up, you get paid, and there's and I would also get away with the performance of the night bonuses and shit like that. And
but you get benefits
and do finish bonuses.
Yes, they actually do that in Combate, I think.
Yeah,
Combate Americas.
Put in a finish bonus, but they should not be penalized for like, people should not be afraid of fighting the best way they can because they're afraid of losing that extra half of their paycheck. If you're a wrestler, right? If you're a wrestler who's got like a lay and pray style, fuck it. Don't just worry about winning. That's why you have guys who are unwilling to take any risks or anything like that. Why would you? Because half your
but you never make a finish bonus.
Exactly. Okay, fine. So you never make a finish bonus, but at least you guarantee yourself that. Plus, I would also raise the the minimum, the first paycheck to more than 10,000 a show.
Oh yeah,
I would say maybe like 25-30K is probably like the low end. I don't know the UFC.
Well, considering what they're making, it's doable.
I would up everything to like if I was just given the reins and told you can do whatever you want, I would go to the major sports leagues levels of divvying out the net. I think they're at like around 50% between the different sports leagues, give or take a few percent. So that's what I would.
Well,
do.
yeah, but
that's because they're unions, and like it needs to be said that the UFC can't follow the boxing model because they are set up like a league. So you shouldn't even bother looking
they're
at
set
boxing.
like a single. No, it's not like even like a league. It's a single team. A single team on a league. Like it's not even it's not a league. Imagine like the NFL, and the NFL has a bunch of players, and that's just one team, and that's the UFC. Like that's how it's structured. It's not a league.
No, but it is closer to a league than it is to the boxing model. Because the boxing model is a lot more individual. It's a lot more individual centric, where fighters have to agree themselves, and then promotions have to put together and stuff. The UFC owns everything. So like if you go up in the ranks,
majority of it, it's a monopoly.
So like if you go up in the ranks, then the company usually has to support you and give you better fights with better pay and whatever.
Well, usually, but then they pull a fucking Frankie Edgar on you. So
that's the biggest issue. I think that not the biggest issue. It's one of the issues.
Which we don't hate Frankie Edgar, by the way. We respect Frankie Edgar, but
they would have to work out. We would have to work out better ranking system and or a better title
mandatory.
Right. I also think that the UFC would gain a lot more fans if they treated
it would because first you would get more finishes,
and they would also attract better athletes, which would attract. Think about it like this: if you're if you're an athlete who makes it to like the NBA, the NFL, all this shit, the average career span is like 3 years in the NFL, right? But those guys are amazing athletes. But if they see like, hey, I'm a superb athlete and I wrestled some, and like look at Greg Hardy, look at the opportunities he's being given just because of his notoriety, right? I fucking hate him and he's a piece of shit. But
had to be said.
Any football player could get sort of similar treatment by just showing up, right? Right? I don't get it. Like, and the allure would be much higher if the pay was higher.
Also, if you have a finish bonus, like a consistent, like a counter, right? You can promote your fighters based on that. Like they try to do that now, but it's not like there's no difference. Like they have a performance of the night bonus, but it's not like a finish bonus. Like they can say, oh, he has so and so finishes, but it's not like they're counting for everybody and that these are the guys that are getting the most finishes. These are the guys that are the most exciting. These are the guys you should be paying more attention to. And you would also attract more investors. So you get more.
I would separate having a finish bonus from having a performance bonus. But I would say rather make the performance bonus. I would say rather make the performance bonus based on the scorecards. So like if you get a 10-8 in any round, you get a little bit extra. It doesn't have to be as much as the normal bonus, but it generally adds up. So like if you get 2 10-8 rounds, maybe you get 10K extra, for instance. So let's say 1 10-8 is worth 5K. Well, because then you don't have to be incentivized just to go for a finish. You're also incentivized then to put a dominant performance with a guaranteed.
But you're just basing that on whether the judges score it correctly. I don't know if I agree with
that. Like we don't know what judges do. Like we'll literally
judges could suck.
They suck. Like they're bad.
Like that's too much. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to put anything in the hands of the judges. You know what I mean?
No. But what I'm saying is, performance of the night bonuses usually come down to like arbitrary politics in the background. Because normally when we see a fighter get that, they're like the co-main event or something. Doesn't matter what performance of fight down in the card goes.
But that's what I'm saying. On the undercard, you'll get 5 finishes, and none of them will matter because Justin Gaethje was at the top of the card. That's what I'm saying. But they should.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
What Dana White likes. Like we need to do away. I agree, but we need to do away with the Dana White bonuses. because that's what they are. What gets him excited are the people that he likes. So those are the people that are getting the money anyway. It's not the people on the undercard getting like crazy finishes.
No, but that's why I said separate the performance bonus from how it's dealt with in the background. Because you can have a guy absolutely like owning a fight and not get the finish, and then he might get the performance bonus.
I agree, but you might leave that in the hands of the judges.
Yeah, but it's still better than arbitrary background politics.
Well,
so they will still be incentivized. They'll still be incentivized not to, fight ultra safe. They'll
100%.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of changes that would need to be made to the UFC. I think we could just agree with that. Anyway, I think we're good. This has been a weird episode where we just rambled about a bunch of random shit, which is
it's a rambling episode. There's gonna be some of this when there's no fights.
I think next time we'll have a little bit more planning and pick some actually interesting stuff.
We never talked about Never Back Down though. Also, I never even got in my little experience where I was discriminated for looking like Hobo Jesus.
What?
What?
Yeah. Well, save it for another podcast, I guess.
Okay, but yeah, let's end on the note that Never Back Down is the best MMA movie I've ever seen.
No, it's not.
Which is like a solid 5 out of 10 normal movie.
I know people shit on it, but it was definitely not. It's definitely Warrior.
Yes, it's Warrior.
Yeah.
And Warrior is not like a great movie, but it's much better like Never Back Down. Never Back Down is weird fucking movie, man. Like,
well, I just liked it for the way MMA is displayed, because
you just like that.
You can see this in like even Never Back Down 2 and 3, where like takedowns themselves are treated like an afterthought. It's like that's something some people do, but like where it's really at slams and like pulling a jumping scissor sweep, or like rocking the guy and then grabbing a flying armbar. It's like, what the fuck?
I was wondering what podcast ever mentioned, even movie podcast, whoever said, let's talk about Never Back Down 2 and 3.
All right, let's.
We are breaking records here, okay?
Guys, let's.
Shut the fuck up.
Guys.
First ever podcast to talk about Never Back Down.
No.
Anyway,
let's make a separate podcast.
Anyway, I'm gonna mute both of you fuckers.
Don't do it.
Thank you all for joining us. It's been
gracias.
Let us ramble with you. Please follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube, SoundCloud, everything like that. Share with your friends.
Give us validation.
Yeah, share with your friends, and we will see you next week to discuss the insanity that will be the light heavyweight card, basically.
Oh God.
Love you all.
Yes.
Yeah, and don't forget to see the people's main event of Tanya Evinger and Lena Landsberg.
Tanya Evinger.
It's gonna be dope, yo. It's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be dope.